Hi traders. So today is 14th of March and I have shortlisted some stocks which can be bullish or which can give good returns in the coming 3 to 6 months. Okay. So all of them are mainly based on Anchored VWAP on the weekly time frame. So a strategy which I have already shared all the details in the recent video. You can check that video. So starting from the first stock which I have here is the RBL Bank. We are on a weekly time frame. Please do remember that. So just because you're looking for a long, like short term to medium term, that is 3 months to 6 months. So that's why we are in the big time frame. That is a weekly time frame. So as you know, it has come out of the anchored VWAP bands and now it is resting over the anchored VWAP bands, and that's why I feel that probably RBL Bank can just break this consolidation. So there is a consolidation going on here. So the moment this consolidation is broken, or let's say this bearish trend is broken, probably RBL Bank is going to a range of 340. Okay. So if you want to buy, you can buy for a short-term target of 340 first. Okay. So 340 would mean how much percent from this point? It is around 39, let's say 38% move. And where should you keep your stop loss? If you are buying tomorrow, let's say you are buying on 15th of March, then probably you should keep your stop loss somewhere below this candle, right? That is around I think 210, or yeah, 210 would be a stop loss. That means a weekly candle closing below 210 would be the stop loss. That means you have to get out of the stock. Okay, so I think RBL Bank is a good bet in the coming days, and that too, many people have asked me why do I have mentioned DII and FII increased. Like in most of my charts, you might see DII increased or FII increased. So what is this actually? So this is nothing but in whichever stock the DIIs and the FIIs, that means the domestic institutional traders and the foreign institutional traders, if they have increased their shareholdings, then I write that in the charts, which actually gives me a kind of confidence when buying that particular stock on breakouts. So where do I get these kind of things? So you can go to Stockage and you can just type the name of the stock, let's say RBL Bank. So now on the top you can see there is a lot of things that you can see about RBL Bank. So you need to just go to the shareholding, and here if you see both, this is the FII line and this is the DII line. So this is their holding graph. So now FII has increased its holding from the last quarter. That means the 2020 September quarter, they have increased until December quarter. Same for DII. Previously they had 19.14%. They have increased to 22.27. So I do mention these kind of things on the charts so that whenever there is a breakout, so these kind of things gives me extra boost, or let's say extra confidence to take the trade. So RBL is the first recommendation for the coming 3 to 6 months for a target of 340. Okay. Next is NR bearings. Let's see. NR bearings is also a good breakout here. As you can see, it has respected the band again and again, and finally it has broken out, and the bounce also happened, and now it is consolidating for a month now, because there are 4 candles or 5 candles. So that means it is consolidating here for 1.5 months now. So the moment we get a breakout from here, we are looking for a target of, as you can clearly see, this is a good support. So this might be the next resistance when the price rises up. So where do we see the price in the coming days? It's almost 150. So I think 148 would be a good target for this stock. 148. So how much area do we have? We have around 28%, 27% move. The stop loss can be kept at 100 rupees because that's a round figure. 100 rupees might be a good stop loss. That means a weekly candle closing below 100. Okay, a weekly candle closing below 100 would be the stop loss if you are entering tomorrow, that is 15th of March. Okay, so we are looking for around 148. Okay, the target would be 148 for the coming 3 to 6 months. Now next is GMM Fodler. Let's see, in this stock also FII and DII has increased, so it is respecting the bands. Now somewhat it has like it has not broken the band, but yes, it is consolidating inside the band. So I have seen these kind of patterns in other stock where the stock has moved like has rocketed up after these kind of consolidation inside the bands, and that's why I have this particular stock in my watch list. So I won't be buying now. I want to see a breakout from this range. Okay, so DII and FII both have increased, and that too they have increased a lot, I suppose. Let's see, GMM Fodler. If I go to shareholding, you can see they have increased a lot in the last 2 quarters. So previously it was 0.87 for FIIs and 2.1% for DIS, and the last 2 quarters they have almost like increased to 10 times, not 10 times, I think 7 to 8 times they have increased their shareholding in this particular stock. And that too they have increased starting from the last 2 quarters, means starting from September, I suppose. Not September, probably July, August. So if I see July, August, okay. So during this fall, actually the DIS and FIS has increased their shareholding. Okay. So let me see where is the maximum volume. So I just put a volume profile. So you can clearly see all the accumulation has already happened in this particular lower level, that is from 3500 to 4000. So this was the level where all the DIS and FIS have already they have bought the stocks, and now they will just mark it up. So probably the target, the first target should be probably this area. Sorry, this should be the first target, that is around 5400 or 5500 level. So if you are taking it for short term, then probably 5500 would be a good price, and probably we can also move to a all-time high, that is around 6400, just because seeing the confidence of the DIIs and FIIs. Okay, because they have almost doubled, not doubled, so they have taken at least 8 to 10 times of the shareholding capacity. So that's why I feel they know more than us, so they must have done some analysis, and that's why they have a big position in this particular stock. So moving on to the next stock, Lemon Tree. Let's see what happened here. Same kind of consolidation inside the band. So it has respected the band, and now it is consolidating inside the band. Okay, so now that is a good sign. I have seen this particular pattern in different stocks. In this stock the FIIs has increased, that's why I have mentioned this. So let's see, where can we put the target. What I'll do, I'll just put a profile. So sometimes profile helps me to set the targets. So the moment this particular resistance is crossed, that means right now it is let's say this is preparing to cross this resistance, because this is a you can see like less volume has traded in this region, so that would be a very good resistance for the price, and that's why it is consolidating so that it can break this resistance. The moment this is broken, I think easily it can go to this point. As you can see, I'll just remove the volume profile, so I'll just create one more point here. Okay, this looks like a good point, because multiple times it has got support here, then multiple times it has got resistance here. So this would be a good point, good target point for the coming months, and that would be 64 or 65 level. So we need to see the price entering into the 48 to 52 level, and then we can go for these levels, because this is a value area. As you can clearly see, this was a big value area. This whole so this whole point, this whole structure is a value area. So once it enters a value area, it has to go to the POC, which is the center point. So probably 65 is a very good point for this, very good target for this lemon tree hotels. Next is Suntech Realty. Same structure, it has broken the band. This is the consolidation that I'm talking about. So whenever price consolidates on the band, like lemon tree is right now consolidating on the band, so that's why I bet on these stocks. So same way Suntech has consolidated and then broken out. Now it is taking support in the lower part of a value area. So I have two green lines here, can you see? So here in this stock, DIIs have increased, they have shown interest. So why do I have these two green lines? So it is the value area high and the value area low. So for people who have already seen my value area videos, you already know what is VAH and what is VAL. How did I draw them? I just put a volume profile till this point, and I know the maximum volume has happened in this particular region, right? So that's why the price has already got inside the value area. Now it is taking support in the lower part of the value area and also taking support on the VWAP band. So that's why I feel this price, if it rises from here, it is definitely going for the top, which is 428, 430. So I think 430 to 450 would be a good price range, or let's say a good target if you are buying this stock tomorrow. Okay, so this is Suntech Realty. Let's see Cochin Shipyard. In Cochin Shipyard, FIIs has increased recently. The band has been respected again and again, and finally I think this is the breakout of the price, and now it has to take a support here, and then we can look for a target. Let's see, where can we put our targets? So I believe this would be a good point, not this one, probably this, the end. This is a big value area. So this value area would be a solid resistance for the price. So where does this value area start? At this place, and exactly at the same place it got a resistance some time back. It was in 20th January 2020. So now it might again go for the 500 price level, So this would be the short-term target for Cochin Shipyard if it is moving out towards a bullish movement. Now the next stock in my watch list is Kaplan Point Labor. So now this is a special stock for me because the DIS have doubled the shareholding capacity in this particular stock. So that is of some significance. So now the stock has clearly broken the band and it is in a retracement mode. So what I'm waiting for this trend line to break with a big candle. So that would be my entry. Okay, actually I have bought a small quantity now and I'm waiting for the entry to buy the remaining quantity. So I've already bought the stock to some quantity with a small stop loss of 435. So a weekly candle closing below 435 will be my stop loss, and the target would be till this point. You can clearly see this is a common point where both support and resistance has happened. So for a short term outlook, I think 640 is a good target level, 640. Okay, so this is Kaplan Point. Then there is Steel Cast. It's not an NSE stock, it is a BSE stock. I suppose it has already crossed the VWAP band and it has already taken support on the VWAP band. So now I think Steel Cast should be bullish for the coming months. And where do we see it in the coming days? Probably the last swing high should be the target, that is around 200. So 200 would be a good target for this particular stock, steel cast. Where do I put the stop loss? So my stop loss would be at 126 or 125. So this would be my stop loss. So a weekly candle closing below 125 would be my stop loss. I will just exit the moment I see a weekly candle closing at 125. So listen this very carefully. The weekly candle should close below 125. Okay. Next is STL Tech. Here also DIIs and FIIs have both increased in the last quarter. It has broken the band and also taken a bounce. So now I think it is going for the 280 level. So you can buy it for 280 levels. Why do I have 280? Because 280 was a previous support and it has also retested that level. So this is a very good point for a target, that is 275 to 280. But now in this case the stop loss would be little big because it has already moved away from the bands. So the stop loss for me, let's say you can keep a stop loss at below 195. Okay, because this is a swing high, so this should be a good support level. So if a candle closes below 195, we need to get out of the stock, and the target would be 280, 275 to 280. Then we have JTech India. JTech India, same structure. I think the band was respected again and again, and finally this was the breakout. This is the retest. Now it has to go inside this value area. Why do I have two green lines here? This is the value area high and this is the value area low. How do I know that? I just put a volume profile there, and I know from the value profile that the maximum area where the trade happened is this range. So it has already entered the area once. Now it has taken support. So I think it is definitely running for 120. So 115 to 120 should be the target. Where should I keep the stop loss? So right now the price is 88, so I would keep my stop loss at 82. So a weekly close below 82 is the stop loss for me. So now the price is 88. The risk reward ratio is very good, I suppose. So if tomorrow, let's say if we get a good candle here, that would be a good entry point. Okay, so this is JTech India, and then at last we have Philip Carbon. So this is a different strategy that I follow. I have already told you about the strategy in a previous video. So this is the secondary VWAP, which after getting broken, it went to the primary anchored VWAP band. This is also broken right now, and it has entered a value area. Okay, so this is the value area high and this is the value area low, the two lines. How do I know that? I'll just put the profile and I will see. So clearly you can see all the major trade happened inside this range. So it has successfully entered the range, I suppose. Okay, it has successfully entered. So probably we are looking for a range break. So till now this last 3 months high hasn't been broken. So probably the moment we see a break in the price here, it is directly going for a 260 or 265 range. So 260 would be a good target for this particular stock. Where should you keep your stop loss? Stop loss should be definitely at 185 or 182. So a close below 180 or 185 should be your stop loss. So these were the stocks that I wanted to give you for the coming months. So now there are a lot of stocks here. So I've just given you my technical perspective here. So what you can do is you can go through the fundamentals and you can only invest in the stocks in which you personally feel that yes, the fundamentals are good, because I don't go behind much of the fundamentals, just the DIIs and FII holdings and probably the debt ratio. That are some 2 or 3 things that I just check for stocks before going for short term investment. So you can go deeper into the fundamentals and look for 2 to 5 stocks out of this list in which you can invest your money in. So I think this video was helpful. If you have any more doubts, do let me know in my WhatsApp number. So thank you so much for watching. Keep learning, keep trading. Bye bye.